Hello there. We're back with the Marbles D2 Trapper, and I want to sharpen up this Spey blade. It's plenty sharp off the belt grinder. I have to give him that. That's a pretty sharp blade, but it's not where I want a Spey blade to be. And so we're going to sharpen it up. And I'm starting. Now if you look at this blade, it's, let me see if I can, yeah. It's straight all the way to about here, but actually this blade almost has a bit of a recurve here. I'm going to try to correct that, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, because the action part of this blade is usually right around here. But it's almost completely straight all the way to, you start hitting about here and then it curves. And this is a very sharp, I guess you'd call it obtuse belly. It's a really, really sharp curve. So when you sharpen this blade, you have to lift it. You have to lift the son of a gun up. If you don't, you will miss that tip. And what I've just got my thumb laid on the back of the spine, and I'm not touching that stone. You need to be mindful when you sharpen, when you're guiding a blade, that you don't get in the habit of laying a thumb or a finger on the stone. You will grind skin off of that digit, and you won't realize that it's happening until, if you're like me and you use soapy water, the soap will start making it burn a little bit. If you use oil, you might not notice it all until you see a little bit of blood on your stone or on the blade. And that's a serious thing to be paying attention to. Now, I've ran this across that I'm already starting to get a little bit of a burr. It's a 300 grit diamond stone. Diamonds are fairly aggressive, but what I want to do is I want to see what kind of bevel I am creating and whether it is matching the bevel that was already on the knife. So I've got a loop here, and I'm going to take a look. And I have almost perfectly matched that. So that's not going to be, I'm not going to have to grind away a lot of excess material because I have the angle correct. And I'm going to come down the stone straight as much as possible, because I want to take that little bit of recurve out of this edge if I can in this sharpening. If not, successive sharpenings like this will definitely do it. But all I'm really doing, and the burr is moving, it's down to right there. Now it was just about here, so it's not going to take very long at all. But if I don't straighten that out in this sharpening, it will straighten out in successive sharpenings. What you should do when you sharpen a blade, you should do what in a medical field, military field, all different kinds of fields, they would call it triage. You should look at the blade. You should look at it. You should see whether there are any problems. If it's got a straight edge, you should lay it on that edge and that on the stone and look at that knife. You want to kind of try to look for an area that might be a problem, and by the same token, you should pay attention to what the edge feels like as it's running up and down the stone, because if you've got anything funky going on, you should be able to feel that. Let me see if I'm in the frame. Not as much as I should be, so. But you'll feel unevenness. It'll feel gritty or bumpy, or it won't be smooth. There'll be something there that will let you know that, hey, there's something hinky going on the edge of that bevel. I should look at it more closely. You can also alright, remember I said it had a recurve? Now I can feel the burr till I get right here, and I can feel the burr till I get right there. So right in the center there, or right there where my finger is, there's no burr, but there's a burr here to here and here to here. Well, that's where that recurve is. That's why there's no burr there. We'll fix that though. Now, you want to kind of examine your bevel, see if it's fairly even. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to work on that straight part of the blade for a bit. It's sliding a bit. Now what I want to do is, because I concentrated on this, I want to hit that just a little bit more, just to give it a little bit of extra. And I'm using a bit of pressure. Not a lot, because this is a diamond stone and you don't really need it, but I'm trying to cut. I'm basically cutting a new bevel into this edge. I'm not just matching the old bevel, but I am now. There you go. And you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but you can see that burr catching that cloth. You can feel it and hear it. So we're going to do the other side. Actually, before I do that, what I was trying to say is I have done these single. I came straight down the stone and just worked on this straight edge, and you see when it begins to curve, well, that lifts off the stone, right? Well, what I want to do now is, since I just worked basically this part, is I want to just do a few strokes the full length of the blade to blend that together. And now when you work on just specific areas of the knife, you want to be careful not to overwork. If you look, I don't know if you can see, but that bevel, and I'm standing up because I can't see the camera, it's a little high. But that bevel is fairly even all along that. You want that. That's what you're looking for. And now I'm just going to try to turn that burr over. Alright, I want to look at my angle again, and I don't know if you can see it, but like right in here, see the difference in the glinting on that blade? Again, that's that little bit of recurve that's not quite hitting the stone yet. Now, one other thing that I like about this is wow, I can't wipe the blade off because the burr is grabbing it all the way up and down, a nice fat one. Okay, what I wanted to say, because we're going to work on taking the burr off now. You see how fast this diamond stone brought a burr up on this edge, on this steel? Now, if you juxtapose that with the 400 grit Norton fine India that I used on the clip point blade, the main blade of this knife, I like that because it tells me dude, this steel really takes a lovely edge. Anyway, it tells me that the steel is hard because the India stone took a lot longer. Now we're going to move to a soft Arkansas. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back, and we've got the soft Arkansas. I've got this up under it because this counter is sort of like Formica. It's incredibly thick. It's not like wood, or I'm sorry, incredibly slick. It's not like wood or any other type of, or even stone. I mean, it's just really slick, and when it gets wet, everything slides on it. This slides a little, but not much. But I think this helps it. So what we're doing is pretty much the same thing that we always do, but this blade needs a lot more refinement. Than the main blade, and the only reason I say that is this is a Spey blade, and typically they were designed to spay or neuter cattle and do other types of surgical things that were necessary. So they generally had a finer edge placed on them. Now, it's been a long time since I've done any kind of that work, and I never did a lot of it, but I did done some of it. Very little, but some of it. And so I'm not going to use this for that purpose, but it was when I was growing up, this blade, and if you had a knife that had, excuse me, I need another cloth. If you had a knife that had like a pen blade on it, then something like a Spey blade or a pen blade, lovely. They were generally sharpened so sharp that you could use them like Uncle Buck did and circumcising that with them. So that's the goal here, is to make this as fine of an edge as I can get on the blade. As fine as this steel will take. And while we're on the subject, or while we're doing this, there's a subject I want to discuss. Let's put it that way. And I had a subscriber contact me because I mentioned that I wanted to pick up the sow belly Stockman that comes in this series, because it was like the only one left besides this in the in stock, and I wanted to pick it up, and he replied to my video and he said, how much is the knife? And I said, well, it's like $17. He said, $17? That's cheap. He said, you guys, you YouTubers, you put a lot of content out, and $17 is cheap to support you. I'd like to buy you that knife. Now, that was a couple of days ago. He hasn't contacted me, but that doesn't mean anything. First of all, that's one. Number two, I really thought that he was asking me, how much is that knife, and, what's your opinion of it? And I told him, it's a really nice knife and well worth what they're asking for it. I thought that it punched way above its weight and all of that, and I wasn't expecting him to offer that. But I thanked him for his support, and will be glad to receive that, or glad not to. It doesn't matter to me. What I'm trying to get at is that's support, because I need knives and different things, like even with shaving. And I recently had an awesome subscriber supply me with a lot of stuff for shaving. I did a box opening video of that. But the biggest support that I can get, yeah, I got to come up with things to do videos about and things like that, but the biggest support that I can get is not money or things. It's spending time watching my videos, not watching for 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, but watching, yeah, I know I do like 20-minute videos a lot of times, but watching the whole thing, okay? Because YouTube is going to look at how long people watch my videos, and that makes a difference in how they will suggest my videos. So, my subscribers and viewers are awesome, and down through the years, everybody does the Patreon thing now and all of that, and because they're trying to keep a channel running, but I just don't, I don't want to do that. I don't like the idea of saying, hey, pay me a set sum of money every month, if you want my content. And down through the years that I've been on YouTube, my subscribers and my viewers have been really generous with helping me have things to make videos with and stuff like that. But it's, and I've never had to resort to it, and I'm not saying I'm in trouble and don't have any videos to any ideas for videos or anything to make content with. I'm not soliciting anything from anybody. The same with like that knife. I was like, well, I'd like to get that, and I wasn't expecting anybody to, that wasn't the point. A lot of times I'm just talking, and I'll mention something that, and it's not, it's not like that. But like I said, through the years, I have found that my subscribers and my viewers have been very generous, and I've not had to resort to anything like Patreon. Now, I struggled for a long time, several years in fact, with really bad video quality and audio quality, because I did not have the money to purchase a camera, and I lucked in to this camera at a thrift store really cheap and bought it, but for years, and people would come on the channel and they would say stuff like, dude, you got to get better video, you got to get better audio, and I was like, well, dude, I don't have the money, and if you can't watch the video because the quality's not as good as you're used to, then, maybe you ought to find somebody else to watch. Because that's the deal. I'm not making a living. I'm not trying to run a business. I'm not trying to make money. I'm just not, So, I really appreciate it when people share with me, but the biggest thing, I think, more than anything else, as long as something don't happen to this camera, I got that aspect of it covered now. Okay, and everybody mentions a cell phone. My cell phone takes crappy video. So, but anyway, the biggest support that you could give me is to watch my videos, to watch and to subscribe and watch and show the algorithm on YouTube or whatever it is that chooses or keeps track of how much people watch and stuff like that, as relates to how the channel will be viewed by the company and all of that. I don't understand it all, but I know that view count is very important, and view duration, the time duration, how long you watch a video, is very important as well. And if you want to support me and see more videos and help the channel to grow, probably the biggest thing that you could do is watch my videos and watch them at length and not just, you know, a few minutes of it. So, and I appreciate those that do, because I know that I have viewers and subscribers that watch the whole flipping thing. Alright, you sorry thing. And it's appreciated, and that's my rambling kind of thing there. You guys pretty much know that I ramble quite a bit. And that's my rambling kind of way of saying, support my channel, watch my videos. This is likely to be a long video. I may edit it. And if I do that, it'll be because I don't want it to be so long, once again, that people don't want to watch. This is a Hart, Arkansas. But yeah, watch my videos, please. I can hear my ceiling fan really loud. I don't know if my microphone is picking that up. If it is and it's bothering you, I'm sorry. I did not think about it because I'm used to hearing it. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and my ears, my mind, I'm used to hearing it, and so I sort of block it out. Now you notice I'm moving a lot faster than I normally do. This is regular speed for me. I generally have been moving fairly slow to kind of give people the chance to really see the mechanics of what I'm doing as much as you can. It's hard to position a camera, and I tried a couple of different ways, and it seems like over top, like it is now, is pretty much probably the best I can get. But to kind of let people see the mechanics of this, and you know, I may be faster on some videos than others because, like with this, I'm going through 4 stones. The 300 grit ultra sharp, the soft, this hard, and now gorgeous. I'm gonna move to the black. I'll be back. So I'm back. I have the black. My battery is getting kind of low, so this video may cut out. If it does, I'll pop another battery in it, but I won't know how much I missed or exactly when it will cut off. But I love my black Arkansas. This has been a good friend for a long time now, several years. Listen to that. Music to my ears. Starting to feel really smooth. Beautiful. Alright, that's a video. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.